During the month of December 1837, there came the spark of Confederation. It all just started with the rebellion of 1837 led by Captain and Mackenzie. It all just started with the frustrations of political reform, wanting a responsible government to uprisings that took place in Lower and Upper Canada in 1837 and 1838. Lord Durham, also known as Radical Jack, a British Whig statesman, colonial agnes, Governor General and High Commissioner of DNA, writer of Lord Durham's report, the supporter of government reform, foundation of responsible government.
George Brown, born 1818, started out in the Legislative Assembly. He had a government, but it was short-lived, lasted 4 days, and that was it. He played a large part in the Quebec Conference, but he had a feud with John A. Macdonald, so he ended up resigning before the completion of Confederation. Louis Joseph Papineau, born 1786, member of Assembly of Kent. He made a speech on February 28 on the 72 resolution. Re-elected to Parliament of United Canada, and when he was 68, he retired, leaving Parliament. George Etienne Cartier, born 1814, father Confederation, most influential politician, pro-premier of Canada, biggest supporter of Confederation. People didn't want Confederation. Confederation leads to self-government that leads to an experienced elected politician that leads to an economic suicide. Britain and the colonies, with its pretty good economic relationship, leads to no hardship. But people's minds were changing with economic relationship because Britain and colonies changing. The end of Corn Laws, economic depression, and union means larger markets, jobs, and better transportation system. These are the reasons economics. Lord Elgin was Lord Durham's son-in-law, became Governor General in 1846, a person who wanted a reform with a job to make responsible government a reality.
Now into the provinces, beginning from New Brunswick. At first, they thought Confederation was not beneficial, but the Fenians attacked and they thought, Confederation isn't so bad. They had a responsible government and they were loyal to Britain, but they ended up joining the Confederation. Nova Scotia, like New Brunswick, was super small, but it was prosperous, unlike them all.
Canada East, political deadlock, trading between the colonies. Canada East was far away from Britain. The promise of better government protected from the Fenians with a bigger army. No equal rights, losing French traditions. Building a railway was expensive. Canada West, building a railway across Canada for connection would be very expensive. Taxes would be sent away to Canada East, losing advantage of a larger population. That was a risk that all members of Confederation could be equal. Union meant larger markets, more industries, and better transportation systems, more trade opportunities within the country. A railroad with an ice seaport could be built. Prince Edward Island, people were worried that their 5 representatives in the House of Commons would have little power. Quebec Conference refused to guarantee a $200,000 loan to buy out the absentee landlords who owned most of the island. Island's government operating revenues mostly came from trading with Britain. They were protected from America if the colonies banded together for mutual defense, financial support to pay off their debts. Britain did not want to trade with them anymore. Newfoundland, people in Newfoundland felt they had little in common with the people of the United Province of Canada. Ottawa was too far away for them to have a big influence on government policies, would become a smaller part of a whole. Protected from Fenians and Americans, financial support, trade between the colonies. Charlottetown Conference, 1864. Colonies of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and New Brunswick met in Charlottetown on September 1st, 1864. Newfoundland decided not to attend. John A. Macdonald, George Brown, George Etienne Cartier, Alexander Galt, and Thomas D'Arcy McGee went to state reasons for British North America Union. By the end of the conference, they decided to work together toward Confederation. Quebec Conference, 1864. Delegated from BNA colonies met again in October at Quebec City. There were representatives from Province of Canada, Atlantic colonies, and Newfoundland. Conference lasted 2 weeks. They came up with the 72 resolutions. Prince Edward Island opposed Confederation. They saw no advantage in the Union. Newfoundland was not interested in Confederation. London Conference, 16 delegates from province of Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick sailed to London in 1866 to present 72 resolutions to British officials. February 12, 1867, the bill containing the 72 resolutions was introduced. It passed through houses quickly, and on May 22, 1867, Queen Victoria proclaimed Dominion of Canada would be a nation on July 1st, 1867.
We want Confederation. We want Confederation. We want Confederation.
Yeah, we want Confederation.
Brown, born 1818, started out in the Legislative Assembly and had a government that was short-lived. Lasted 4 days to that was day. He played a large part in the Quebec Conference, but he had a fear with John and the city would end up